Today is Start Your Own Business Day. Now, it might not be on the day that you're watching it, but the day I'm recording this is Start Your Own Business Day. I actually started writing a post about this last night, but it got long, so I thought it'd just be easier to do a video. The title of this video is Traditional Business versus Network Marketing Business, and I'm not pitting them against each other. I have had experience of both of them, and so I just thought I'd chat away. And actually, if I really want you, if you have an idea in your head, I want to inspire you to just go and do it. Life is too short for what ifs. So I'll tell you the story of the businesses that I have had. My mum and dad have pretty much for my entire life have been self-employed and had their own businesses. So maybe it runs in my blood to be self-employed. I have had some traditional jobs as well. But after, or was it just before? Actually, just before I had my first baby, my dad came up with an idea, and he has always had a printing business. They had a gift shop, and now they do a lot of business online, solely online. And he was selling puzzles at the time, and he said to me, you should take this line of puzzles and start your own business with it. And so I did, but actually Dad did most of the work on that business. And then after that one, I had an idea, and I wanted to sell children's puzzles and activities. My children were kind of preschool children, they were young, and so I had a real interest in things like that. Since we were kids, we've always been to the NEC trade fairs, and so seen so much, and it always used to be so exciting. So I was really excited that I had this business now where I could go to the trade fairs and see what I could find, unique stuff. I was always looking for unique stuff. And so Busy Bees was born years and years ago. I was a little bit more into that business, but I'd had my first baby, and I'd gone back to work in a nursery part-time as well. So again, as much as I did have a little bit of my hand in that one, Dad did a lot of the work on that one for me. And then I think I was pregnant with my third child. Yeah, I was pregnant with my third baby, and I had been following a paper cutter, and she released kits for you to do it yourself at home, and I really fancied giving it a go. So I ordered one of those, and I absolutely fell in love with the craft of it. So I was just sharing what I was doing, as we do on social media, and people started asking me and really pecking at my head saying, Heidi, you should really sell this. And I had not bought the kit with any intention to start a business from it or anything. But the more people kept asking me, I kept thinking, maybe I should. So eventually I gave in, and I set myself up a Facebook page, and I started paper cutting as a business. I'd take commissions, and that was the first business that I really had a passion about, and that I made that very successful. I had that for 5 years, and I absolutely loved it. I literally knew nothing about nothing. I couldn't even turn a computer on or save a file or anything like that. It was the biggest learning curve ever. But I ended that business after 5 years with so many skills that I'd learned over time. But in learning those skills, there were so many failures as well. But we learn from those failures. If you're not having failures, then you're not working towards what you want, because we all try things that don't work, or we all like when I was learning my computer programs, the times that I've messed stuff up because I've pressed the wrong button, but that's how I learn. Once I've messed something up, I'll know never to press that button again, and that is how we learn. And throughout those 5 years, I learned so many design skills and computer skills that I brought into my Scentsy business. I actually thought I'd be paper cutting until I was 90 and my hands just wouldn't do it anymore. But Scentsy came into my life 4 years into my paper cutting business. I'd never done anything to do with network marketing at all. I had no idea about it whatsoever. And a friend of mine that had been in the same crafting circles as me had started, and I just started taking an interest. I just loved what she'd done. It was a new challenge. I had no idea of what network marketing involved, but she was just loving her life, and I just wanted a little bit of that. I just wanted a slice of what she had. I actually first saw Scentsy 6 months before I joined. In my head, I was thinking, oh, I don't know. Paper cutting is my bread and butter. I can't let anything take over that at all. But in that final 4th year, leading up to the 5th year, my neck and my back, I had horrendous sciatica. My hands used to hurt a lot because for almost 5 years, I was leant over my desk working 7 days a week. With my hand gripped around a scalpel, and in the end it just really took a toll on my body, really took a toll. And I didn't know there was another side to business. For me, paper cutting was just my life. That is, what I'd created for myself. And so I just thought that sheer amount of work that I used to put in was just normal for a self-employed business. But when I eventually started Scentsy, I was petrified, absolutely petrified. But when I eventually started, I could start seeing that Scentsy would be a much better fit for our life. You see, with a traditional business, everything is on you. From ordering supplies, choosing supplies, picking out frame suppliers, talking to frame suppliers, finding paper suppliers, ordering all your supplies, website building, social media management, apps, packaging, inquiries, absolutely everything. Design is solely on you. Whereas network marketing, a lot of the legwork has been done for you. All the designing of all the products is nothing to do with you, although we are asked our opinion a lot. That is taken care of. Sourcing suppliers, sourcing manufacturers, creating pictures and things like that. That is all taken care of. Basically, as a network marketer, you just market the products and the opportunity if you choose to build a team. And so there was so many things that I was doing as a paper cutter that I didn't need to do as a network marketer. And as I learned more about it, I just knew that would be a much better fit for our family, because when the orders were coming through on my website for my paper cutting, there was only me that could cut. Nobody else could cut for me. And so it was on me. So if I'd had 10 orders that week and my lead time was 2 to 3 weeks or whatever I'd set it at, I had to do that. So if that meant working 7 days a week, all day till 11, 12, 1 in the morning, I had to do it because there was people expecting it for me. Whereas Scentsy, I market it how I like. Obviously, the bigger you want your business to be, then the more you have to put into it. But there was flexibility with it. So if we wanted to go out on a Sunday, I could just drop everything. I could schedule my posts. I could make sure everything was ready if I had an order come in I needed to package up. And there was so much more time flexibility with Scentsy than there was with paper cutting. And so in that first year of learning all about network marketing and learning all about Scentsy, I could see that my time with paper cutting, I loved those 5 years of paper cutting. I am so grateful for those 5 years and my customers that I had that kept me in business for 5 years. And it was a full-time job. It gave me a full-time income. I will always be forever grateful. And I actually think if it hadn't been for paper cutting, I actually wouldn't have found Scentsy. And Scentsy is my passion. I will be here forever. I will be here forever. I absolutely love every single thing about it. The company, the relationships and friendships that I've made are so special to me. So special to me. I've never been involved in a community or had the friends that I have now ever in my life. I am so content and so happy where I am. I love the products. I just love everything about it. And the flexibility of over the summer that's just gone, I still worked, but I didn't sit in my office all day like I usually do. Through choice, when my children are in school, through choice, I love what I do with Scentsy. And so sitting in my office all day is an absolute joy to me. But when my friend messages and says, do you fancy doing coffee tomorrow morning, Hyde? I can, and I couldn't do that with paper cutting, because if I just took a day off and there was 10 orders that had come through that website in 1 week, then I knew that I wouldn't get them finished in time of the lead time that those customers were expecting, because there was just only one of me. And now with Scentsy, oh my gosh, it's so much easier, so much easier. And I wanted to do this video because I wanted you, if you have got an idea in your head that you cannot stop thinking about, then go for it. Go and do it. When I started paper cutting, I had no money to put into it whatsoever. I would take a commission, I would buy the supplies that I needed when my customer had paid me my money. I'd go and buy one frame. I think I had a pack of paper and I'd do their commission. And then when the next commission came in and I was paid for that one, I would go and buy their supplies. And eventually I managed to save a little bit from each one so I could have a little bulk stock of frames in. And by the time we finished, we used to go to IKEA and go and buy trolleyfuls of frames. I had Kallax units everywhere in my house with these frames. And eventually, actually, I didn't use IKEA frames in the end. I'd sourced some frames from an independent business and I worked with them to make bespoke frames just for me. But you can start with pretty much nothing as long as you've got some determination. Working for yourself is not easy. You have got to learn to be disciplined, because when you're at home, it is so easy to think, can't be bothered this afternoon, I'm just going to go and put Netflix on, because there's nobody to tell you not to. But I think when you find something that you really enjoy, the discipline kind of comes hand in hand. And you have to remember as well that the business that you've started gives you a bit of time freedom. So I do think it's important to take that time, because you can. And if you've worked really hard that day and you think, I'm having an hour before the kids come home and I'm going to watch Netflix, or I'm going to go and read, or I'm going to go and do something, I think you definitely have earned that. But it is hard to find that balance of, did I work really hard today or have I messed about? But you must take that time, because that's why we're self-employed, to have the time freedom like that. But it's not, I don't ever want anybody to think that being self-employed is the easy option, because it is not. But for me and my family, not everyone likes it. Some people don't like being their own boss, and actually some people miss the humdrum of the office or the camaraderie in your workplace, and so it's not for everybody. But if you don't try, you'll never know. You will never ever know. So when you're starting like a creative business, you can literally start on a shoestring and just build it up, just like I did. If you want to open a shop and things like that, you need a lot of money behind you to do things like that. So if you just want your own business and you've found a product that you really love and you just want to work for yourself, then network marketing is a great choice. There are so many network marketing companies. You have to find something that you're interested in. If you're not interested in it, I think it'd be very hard to sell it. And companies essentially sponsor you to start. There are lots of free opportunities out there. Scentsy doesn't offer a free opportunity, but there are lots of other companies that offer free opportunities. But there are lots of options with Scentsy to be able to start, starting with a kit that you could earn that starts at £50, but you can put host credits towards that to get the cost down. And there is a huge starter kit, which is £85. And I know if you're on a budget, that is a lot of money. But I think for me, I actually joined on a month where there was a £45 kit. That's what eventually pulled me in. But I did select the £85 kit. And you get like £300-400 of products in that. So the company essentially sponsors you to start. So they give you way more product than what you pay to join. And everything in your kit is there to get you started. You don't need to think, oh, I'll wait for this, or I don't know enough people, or I'm too nervous, I'll never be able to do videos or anything like that. The great thing about network marketing is you don't need to do anything that's scary. You just don't need to. Just because you might see me doing videos, I know there are tons of consultants out there that are really successful that have never done a video, and that's okay. You go at your pace and you do what you feel happy with. And then with network marketing, you don't need tons of money behind you. You don't need to hold any stock. Your customer will order something, you take their payment, and then you order what they want. You never need your own money. I like finding I make it my mission to find like bargains of packaging. I'm always looking out in Home Bargains and Poundland and B&M and places like that for really reasonable packaging. So I'll use my commission to put some money into my packaging because I love making my customers' orders feel like a gift from them to them. But what you do with it is entirely up to you. If the thought of like making stuff pretty makes you want to poke your eyes out, then don't do it. You know, everything that you just set how you want to do it. There's no rules with it. How you work your business, it's entirely up to you. And a lot of people do network marketing as a side hustle because with a traditional business it takes up a lot of your time because you are in charge of everything. Network marketing is completely different because basically you just market the products. That's all you have to do on that side and take care of your customers. And so that means that it is a good option as a side hustle if you have a full-time job that you love, but you could just do with some extra pocket money to save for a holiday, to save for Christmas. There are, I would say, 80% of our team are side hustlers. They have Scentsy as their side hustle. They are quite happy with their life. They just want, it's not always about money. They just want an extra community, or they absolutely love the product. And so if they sell it to a few friends and family, they can use the host credits themselves and get their own Scentsy free. There's so many people on our team from so many walks of life: teachers, stay-at-home mums, people that work in hospital, nurses. From every walk of life, there is somebody on our team. There would be somebody on our team that you could relate to. And I think that is why it is so popular for people to do alongside their current commitments. And then some people do decide, right, I'm going to build this up because I want to drop a day or I want to drop my hours. And people think then I'm going to build this up, and that option is there if you want to, but you don't have to. So yeah, if you've had an idea in your head, just try and start it. If you never try, you'll never know. It might be the best business you ever start. It might absolutely change your life. That business might put you on a path to something else, like my business did. I never in a million years thought my paper cutting business would put me on a path to network marketing, but I am so grateful that it did. So grateful it did, because I absolutely love it. Right, I'm going to leave it there. If you have any questions about anything business related whatsoever, feel free to get in touch, and I'm more than happy to have a chat with anybody about any questions that you might have. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.